know can help me say, okay, you saw this color, and so to me that means X, Y, or Z, or you had this sensation, and so that you may want to think about A, B, or C. Another thing we can do is we can cross reference because I also have experiences during the Reiki sessions. See colors, smell things, things of that nature. I did Reiki one time for a client, and as I was doing Reiki for her, I started smelling tamales. And I was just like, I don't know what that's about. Well, after the session, let's talk about it. And when I asked her about it, she mentioned that, yeah, tamales does mean something. Me and my mom used to make tamales on this holiday, and I haven't made it in X many years. And so
wow.
it really connected with her. For me, it was just random. I heard tamales. Or another time, like I heard a dog barking. There's not any dogs around.
Mm-hmm.
But when I told the client, they're like, oh, yeah, my dog X, Y, and Z this morning. And so it, our ability to share notes after the session and even talk and set intention before the session helps to determine, okay, these are the signs I saw. How can I make meaning? How can you make meaning out of them as the recipient?
Very
And
cool.
if you don't experience any of that, if you feel no sensations, you just have a 20-minute nap, the energy is still doing the work. Even
Yeah.
if you don't share with me what your intention is, you can think your intention, and that energy will go to where it needs to go. If you do share it with me, then you can leverage me and my experience to help you try to make that energy truly serve the purpose you're trying to get it to serve. But you can be as full disclosure or not as you want in your sessions with me. Um, but yeah, the intimacy is where the magic happens. That's where I can help you connect. That's where I can help you figure out your pieces of the puzzle.
So it sounds like with all this energy, like you are kind of the funnel to help get the energy flowing again through these people. So what would cause the energy to not flow into somebody where they
So,
come see you for that?
great question. So, we talked before about the crown chakra being your connection.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Through life, we have experiences, negative experiences, traumas, etc., that make us react. One of those reactions is to get a blockage in your crown chakra. So, if you have a blockage where you're receiving energy from source, that makes it really hard for the rest of your chakras to have uh, enough energy, sufficient energy to function normally. So, what you would typically see with someone that's got a block in their crown chakra is you have depleted energy in every chakra below that, including your crown. So all seven chakras would feel depleted, and then there's symptoms that come along with depleted energy for each chakra. So like depleted energy in your heart chakra might look like depression or sadness. Depleted energy in your throat chakra might mean you're shy and you don't want to speak up. So there's also excessive energy that you could have in a chakra. So another way you can get out of balance, maybe you're connected fine, but maybe you've been really sad, you've had some kind of heartache lately, so you're sending a lot of extra energy to your heart chakra. You may have an excess in your heart chakra and then depletions in every chakra below that. And so through the chat and the setting intentions prior to a session, I can kind of help understand what kinds of things you're experiencing, what kinds of intentions you want to set. And that can help me say, okay, that sounds like you might have depleted energy in your sacral chakra, or you might, I can, maybe you're an artist and you haven't been able to paint lately. I can say, well, it sounds like you're a little depleted in your sacral chakra. So let's send some, a power blessing there. So just understanding your symptoms, the things you're experiencing, the intentions you want to set can help me diagnose where the energy flows might be off.
Yeah. So I mean that I liked what you said, and you gave some examples about, and I know every person's different by what is causing like a block or what's causing it to not flow effectively. So for anyone like listening, like they may have heard that and it resonated with them. Like, hey, if my heart chakra is having the source of issues right now, it could be a sign like I'm depressed right now. So of all seven, I mean, what are some like general signs like, hey, this is the target focus we need to work on? Because I said depression and then feeling like shy, you can't speak your voice. Those are the two examples, but there's 5 other ones. I mean,
Yeah.
what are some examples of that people listening may be like, oh shoot, that's me. Maybe I need to get this fixed.
Good question. So another common one you may see is challenges making decisions. You've got things in front of you, but you've got insureness. You don't feel comfortable making decisions. Sometimes that can be an indicator of a lack of balance in your third eye, your ability to follow your intuition, trust your gut, if you will. So challenges making decisions is one, or even sureness of self. Maybe you don't have a lot of courage. You're feeling a lot of self-doubt. That would be a good indicator that there's some sternum chakra work that we need to work on. Something my wife experiences from time to time is lack of being able to be connected. Maybe there's forgetfulness or things like that. And I'm like, well, we need to focus on your root chakra.
Yeah, grounding.
Yeah, get you grounded. Yeah. So things like that happen all the time. It's less about, and so this is back to what we were talking about before. How can somebody learn Reiki? I wouldn't ever advocate learning shortcuts for this stuff. Like, if I'm feeling this, that means, if I'm feeling depressed, that automatically means this. Shortcuts isn't really something I would advise.
Yeah.
What I do advise is the mindfulness practice. Listen, you may not know the cause, and that's where it's, fine to ask for help. But when you feel sad, you feel out of whack. I mean, we know what we want to feel like. We know what feeling good feels like. And when you don't feel good, when you feel icky, when you feel shitty, we know that too. And it's about listening to it, okay, and asking the whys. Not just one why, several whys. I feel shitty today. Well, why do you feel shitty? I didn't get enough sleep. Well, why didn't you get enough sleep? Well, I was stressed about this. And why are you stressed about it? You can follow the rabbit hole. Ask yourself the mindfulness questions. And along that path, you'll see colors and you'll feel sensations and you'll have emotions and you'll do things. But all these things are clues that are helping you figure out how to get back to a place where you're seeking joy and you're living purpose.
So it sounds like people can really come to you or any Reiki master for really anything. If they're feeling not creative enough, if they're having issues, like for me, when I lost my father, I felt like my heart chakra was definitely out of whack. If they're feeling kind of like an airhead, right? We were just talking about how Travis Ann feels like she's not a real blonde, but sometimes is. She needs some grounding. Whatever the case may be, I know. I've heard of people doing it because they are having trouble getting pregnant, so they need their sacral chakra opened, stuff like that. So really, for anything, they can come to you.
Yes, and I try to, Reiki is one of the services that I do, but like I've said in this conversation several times, I think it's really about a lifestyle change. If you really want to see answers, you can come to get Reiki once a week and you'll feel good. But the lifestyle change helps you do that for yourself. I'm happy to take your money and give you this service. I'm even happier to give you the tools to teach you how to be a more balanced human. And so that's what it's about for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean that is a sign of, being a master of your trade is, I'll take your money and do it, absolutely. But how can I just better you as a person? So, I mean, what are some small things that people can do to just live a more well-connected life where the energy is just freely flowing?
Awesome. That's a great question. I appreciate you asking that. I think the first thing I tell people whenever I start working with them, the first homework I give is to follow the joy. So as you're going throughout your day, going throughout your life, take note of the things that make you smile, make you laugh, make you feel good. Take note of the people you're with when you're doing it. Take note of the things you're doing when you have these experiences. And do more of that shit.
Yeah.
The things that make you feel the opposite,
Yeah.
do less of that.
Stay away from those. Yeah.
Stay away from those people.
So that's
That's what I'm working on right now.
Yeah. So that's the first homework I give. And then after that, it's about connecting with purpose and then trying to do things where you live purpose. those are the kind of the guardrails to success for me, is the following the joy, connecting with purpose, giving gratitude. I think that's how you complete the cycle, right?
Yeah.
Well, you complete the cycle by sharing the news. So you give gratitude is number 3, and then share the news is number 4. And then the rest of what we do is just tools on how to get you back to a place of balance, dealing with when life is life and it's hard. Life's hard.
Yeah.
The further you get from somebody cleaning your ass from you, the harder life is.
And then you get closer to it as you get older.
Yeah.
And then it gets easy again.
It gets hard for a little bit.
It's
but
hard
then
for
it
somebody
gets,
else.
Yes, and then it gets easy.
Yeah.
So the rest of the stuff we do is about teaching tools and tips and tricks on how to get back to balance.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But when you're in balance, you're following joy, you're singing, you're dancing, you're laughing, you're playing. Make life play.
Like that. I mean, I like what you say. Just follow the things that are going to make you happy. I mean, if you do that, then you won't ever feel bad.
You got to give gratitude for it, though. And when you give gratitude, you invite more of it.
So when someone is looking to better the path, I mean, how do they get involved with you? Like where do they find you? Where are you at? You know?
So I definitely have Insta presence. That's new to me. I'm still getting my sea legs with Instagram, but my presence is MasterNakey_24. We also have our company Vibe Clear is at vibe.clear on Instagram, and then our website is vibeclear.net. And so you go there, you can see some of the things, services we offer. I think we've even got merch, but we've got all kinds of psychic services there that we can do, mentorship services. If you just want Reiki, we can do Reiki as well. We can do oracle card readings and soul card readings, tarot cards. So we got all kinds of tricks in our bag between my wife and I, and we love helping other dope souls become even doper.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have a couple questions based off of all the things you've been talking about.
Yeah, fire away.
So you were talking a lot about seeing colors. Now, do specific colors mean specific things? Are they correlated to specific chakras?
Yes and yes. This is the tricky thing about metaphysicality and psychicness. There's all messages in all of this stuff. The tricky part is there's not always one right answer. It could be several answers that I'm getting through that color, that one color you're seeing. The other thing to remember is it's like, do you ever like see a phrase or something in like Japanese and you put it in Google Translate and it gives you a translation, but you're sure this isn't exactly what they thought it meant? Sometimes the psychic hits come through like that. You get the general gist, the general direction, but it's not always an exact translation. Like, I may see this color to mean, this green means you're experiencing some heartache and you need to focus on some self-soothing. I may be slightly off. Maybe you're not having heartache, but maybe your son is, or your mother, or somebody peripheral to you.
Sure.
It may be maybe I've misinterpreted that hit some way, but it's less about me being 100% accurate. It's more about me saying something that's gonna ignite knowledge or action for you.
Okay.
Yeah, is that also like in like the aura zone? Like seeing people's auras? Because I remember we had a
aura
member,
colors,
yeah, where she came up to me and she's like, I'm seeing like pinks and purples around you.
So that's more my partner's wheelhouse of seeing auras.
Okay.
I'm also colorblind too, so seeing aura colors is a whole adventure for me.
Like, I'm seeing a lot of gray. Like, what does that mean?
But yeah,
lots of black around you.
Yeah, I was like,
lots of dark colors. Can you read our auras right now?
I knew you were
see
gonna
what
ask
our
that.
colors are.
I was like, I knew it was coming. Because I was just about to ask. I was like, I was about to ask you. I was like, I bet when you tell people what you do, that's the first question they're like, is like, what am I?
Yeah.
Tune in next week as we dive into part 2, spirits, auras, angel numbers, what all this means, and how to become a more connected and centered person. Next week on
Can I get a spot?
Hey man, can I get a spot?
Can I get a spot?
Can I get a spot?
Can I get a spot?